What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day. Um, Getting into this episode, Nell, Nell. Mm-mm-mm. I get a headache just thinking about Nell. I just don't get this girl. Like you, I just felt like she's so lazy. Like that's the vibe I get from her. Like she's money hungry, just gold digging. Michael has been more than fair with this whole money situation as far as taking care of the baby. He's been more than fair. He told her she can live in her apartment rent free. He won't charge her the rent. He was like, I'll let you stay there rent free. Then he told her, I'll pay all your medical bills. Then he told her, I'll financially support the child. I'll be there for the child. He's going above and beyond. That's more than what most dudes would do when they're having a baby, especially by somebody they don't even want to be with or they don't even like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you got most dudes out here, they won't pay your medical bills. They damn sure won't pay your rent, and they probably won't even pay child support. It's a lot that don't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot that won't even do any of that for their child or their baby mother. You know what I'm saying? And here you got this dude being overly generous. He's making overtures that a court is not even forcing him to do. There's no judge making him do all of this stuff. He's doing it because he wanted to do it. He's a nice person. But he's definitely not going to allow you to live off of him. And I applauded Michael today because he showed a lot of backbone. He showed that he's not a punk, not a straight up punk, but he showed her that you're not gonna play me. You know what I'm saying? Like you're a grown, able-bodied woman. You don't have a disability. You can work. She reminds me so much of these chicks that I read about in the blogs and stuff that be getting pregnant by these NFL players, NBA players, rappers. You know what I'm saying? Like just money hungry. Like she expects Michael to pay her lifestyle. And that's what a lot of these women out here expect when they get pregnant by these NBA players and these rappers. They expect them to, buy them everything. I'm like, they're not obligated. Michael is not married to you. He's not engaged to you. He owes you no money. He owes the baby, not you. Um, and it's so funny because Chris Brown, his baby mother, Nia Guzman or whatever. I remember when they were going through the whole child support custody situation. This chick told the judge that she wanted Chris Brown to buy her a house in a gated community. I said, what? Gated community house? Why? Because she claimed that when the baby was with him, the baby was living in the lap of luxury. Because CB, Chris Brown, he got a big house, he got all this money, he can afford to buy her all these gifts that the mother can't afford to buy. And the mother apparently was living in like a 2, 3 bedroom apartment. And she wanted her daughter to live the same lifestyle with her that she does with the father. My opinion on that was get a job. Your daughter can live the same lifestyle that her father provides. You can provide that lifestyle for her too. It's called get a job. Chris Brown is not obligated to pay and buy you a house. That's not what child support is for. Child support is for the support of the child, not for you. And Nell was just giving me so many vibes, like, and the way she was acting reminded me of that whole Chris Brown situation, the situation with a lot of these celebrities and their baby mothers. Like, they just expect these men to pay for their lifestyle, to buy them Birkin bags and handbags and houses and cars. No, no. Hell no. No. You got life all the way twisted. No. I wish the hell I would. I wish I would. Picture that. I get a girl pregnant. She tell me, you got to buy me a house in a gated community. The first thing I would do is laugh in her face. It's the first thing I would do. Laugh in your face. And it was so funny how Michael walked up in there with a newspaper, old school. He had a newspaper. Now that's old school. And he told her, look for a job in here. There's plenty of jobs in here. I said, damn. Usually people look for a job on a computer or whatever. He pulled out a newspaper. I said, I had to applaud Michael today. I had to applaud him. Cause that was some OG stuff right there. I like that. He gave that trick a newspaper. I said, thank you. Show her the want ads. Circle it with a red pen. Get up off your ass and get a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. You're an able-bodied person. You ain't disabled. You can work. Ain't nothing wrong with you. She thought she was slick, and then try to guilt him and all that. Michael wasn't falling for none of that. And the funny thing is, she tries this guilt trip on him, talking about, oh, you hate me or whatever. And he told her, I don't hate you. Like, that's her problem. She thinks people hate her. Carly and Sonny may hate you. I'm sure of that. Michael never hated her. He just don't want her. You know what I'm saying? And he's doing the right thing. Like, he's stepping up for his child as he should. But he doesn't have to pay her life. I said, how lazy can you be? Just a straight gutter snipe. Like, ugh. I was like, Michael, get that trick a newspaper and get her a glass of water. Because she's obviously thirsty for a check. And she obviously is looking for a come up. And Michael is not your come up. Sorry. Try again. Try to find you another sugar daddy. Because Michael ain't with it. Definitely not. So, anyway, moving on from that, Ava, I just don't see. I kind of like her with Griffin, but I don't see this relationship lasting. It's too many issues. It's way too much. It's insecurities. Now it's Julian. And I just, yeah, I think, the age thing, it's like, I just don't really see a viable relationship between the two. At first, I was hoping it could happen, but I don't see it. First of all, Ava ain't having no more babies. Avery was her late in life child, and I'm sure she's not popping out another one anytime soon. And I'm sure at some point Griffin's gonna want a child. I mean, it's kind of like a Ashton Kutcher, Demi Moore type thing. You know what I'm saying? They had a pretty good run. They were married from 2005 to 2013. They had a pretty good run, but I always knew they were gonna get a divorce. I knew it because, mind you, she had three, four grown kids. I was like, ain't no way in the world Demi Moore popping out another baby. Definitely not. And by the time she hit 50, soon as she hit 50, I said, yeah, they're done. Because by the time you hit 50, ain't no way in the world you getting pregnant. Not naturally, you're not. Nope. And now look at Ashton Kutcher now. Married to Mila Kunis with two children. I said, see, he's going to want kids. And Ava is at that point where she ain't having no more babies. She's more closer to 50 than she is to 40, so your baby days are done. They're through. So I mean, I just don't see her and Griffin as long term. I see it as right now, but not long term. And she's definitely not willing to cut Julian out of her life for Griffin. I doubt it. I mean, like I said before, I understand where Griffin coming from and his dislike of Julian, his hatred of him. I get it. But at the end of the day, your father chose that life. He chose that life. Like I said, I don't agree with anybody taking anybody's life, but when you choose a certain lifestyle that comes with death and you choose it and nobody forces it on you, that's a choice that you made. And that's a consequence of that choice. He made a choice, he suffered the consequences. It is what it is. He has a right to be upset, but to keep going at Julian every time you see him, it's not doing you any good. What can you do? You're dating this woman. Her brother is the man who ordered your father's death. What are you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? What are you gonna do? And I get what people are saying, that he's a hypocrite because he's dating Ava, who happens to murder people. She murdered people in her life. But I think, not defending it, murder is wrong. But the difference with this is, and I think the reason Griffin can overlook it is because she didn't murder anybody that was close to him. That's the reason why I think he is easier for him to overlook what Ava did, because she didn't kill anybody that was connected to him. Julian had his father murdered. That's his daddy. You know what I'm saying? So there's a big difference with that. Not saying that is right, but there's a difference. I think I'm just, assuming that's how he thinks about the situation. I'm just making my opinion. Um. So anyway, like I said, I don't see them together. So Nell comes over to the Jerome Gallery because she's looking for an assistant job with Ava. And Ava gives her the job on the spot tell her she's hired. And as much as they keep trying to say that they're not working with each other to stick it to Carly and Sonny, you know damn well that they are. Because I saw that grin on both of their faces. They was cheesing like some Cheshire cats. I said, come on, you can't tell me Ava did not hire her. I mean, who hires somebody right on the spot without having some type of interview, talking with them? Come on now, there's an ulterior motive to it. You can't tell me that there's not. But I don't mind it though. I really don't. I'm just happy that Nell got a job so she could stop trying to squeeze money out of Michael. So anyway, everybody's at the town hall meeting or whatever that Mayor Lomax is having or whatever. Because earlier, Lulu had told Peter August about the whole ballot situation, about how Mayor Lomax potentially stole the election 3 years ago. So they're sitting there or whatever at the town hall meeting. She talking about this whole redevelopment situation. And let me tell you something. Redevelopment is just a term for gentrification. It's a nicer term. It's a better term than than saying gentrification. Because we all know that's what this is. It's gentrification. They're trying to gentrify that neighborhood, is what they're trying to do. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to jack up the prices so that way people that live there can't afford to live there. And not only are they raising the prices on the people that live there, they're raising prices on small business owners, which include Julian too, since he now owns Charlie's Pub. That means he's going to have to pay a rent increase. I feel like Julian can afford to pay a rent increase, but everybody else that live there, they can't. Molly and TJ live on Charles Street. They have a little apartment there. And they even said that, they're barely being able to pay the current rent that they have. So there's no way they would be able to afford a rent increase. It'd be impossible. They would have no choice but to move out. Um, and I'm glad that Alexis and everybody was there to pretty much, show support. Molly kind of got on my nerves today with her little attitude yet again with Julian. And I'm glad Julian kind of shut her up when he told her this is my bar that you're standing at. I said, thank you, shut her up. Like, I understand her dislike of him. Don't get me wrong. She has every reason to dislike Julian, but to keep throwing that in his face every time you see him, it gets annoying and it gets old. If you're not going to take revenge or do something about it, stop getting in people's faces and bringing up every little bad thing they ever did. It's like, what's the point? I understand it's for drama purposes, but it's old drama. It gets boring. This whole Charles Street thing, Ned, he sees it as a big money deal because he feels like if another corporation or venture capitalist comes in and snatch up this deal, it's going to be worse. But Michael, he's hesitant about doing it because he's not trying to force people out of their place. He's nicer that way. And Ned brought up the whole brownstone situation. The difference with the brownstone was he wasn't forcing people out of their homes. He actually renovated a lot of abandoned buildings and turned them into brownstones. So he rehabbed them. You know what I'm saying? So that was for a good cause. And look at it. Elizabeth is a surgical nurse and she can afford to live in that brownstone. And surgical nurses, yeah, they do make a pretty nice living, but you know, they don't make that much money. And obviously Elizabeth can afford her brownstone. But I'm happy that everybody voted. Well, they're voting, I think, on this situation next month. But I'm happy that everybody was there showing support because people need to be united. And I wish more people would unite with this dumb tax bill that Donald Trump putting out today. Like, this is ridiculous because I already know any tax bill that he come out with is gonna benefit the rich, of course. Um, and from what I heard throughout the press conference, nobody's really the majority of the people of the American public, they're not feeling this new tax bill. Can't say I blame them. I'm not feeling it either. Like, that tax bill is going to be a mess. It's going to be a disaster for a lot of people. Business, small business owners, general people. The only people that's going to probably get anything out of this is wealthy people. That's it. Big corporations, millionaires, billionaires. They're the only ones who's going to see goodness out of this whole thing. Um, who else? Maxie. That's what I meant to talk about. She's worried about becoming a mother. I get it. I can understand that. She's worried about making mistakes with this baby like she did with Georgie. But mistakes are going to happen. That's what any parent. Every parent, TV, real life, they all make mistakes. It is what it is. Um, but I'm just happy Felicia was there for her or whatever, to talk her through it, let her know, parents do make mistakes. I just have a feeling that something bad gonna happen with this pregnancy. I don't know because nobody pregnancy ever goes smoothly on this show. So I just have a feeling something bad is gonna happen. I don't know. Maybe it's just a bad omen. I don't know. But anyway, Nathan's still trying to find out who his daddy is or whatever, cause he don't trust Lisa, and I don't trust her. I feel like it would be a major rewrite if they try to say Faison was the father, because before they made it seem like Faison. They said he always wanted a son, and Obrecht is obsessed with Faison, and she always would have given him a son. So if he was the father, why would she keep his son from him? That don't make sense. That's something Faison always wanted. So why would she keep down? It's just stupid. But he basically took his suspicions to Griffin because he wanted Griffin to do a little medical research or whatever. Because he don't believe Victor is his daddy. He don't believe it. It's quite obvious that she's lying. Even you could tell by the looks that she be giving, and she basically admitted that Victor's not the father. Victor had a blood test done that proved he wasn't the father, so we know he ain't. So who the daddy? Um, I don't know. Maybe Nathan's father is the guy who created Orban Redenbacher. You know that popcorn. The old dude. He look a little sketchy. Never know. Anyway, so Laura and Kevin basically asked Lulu and Dante to be their best man and matron of honor, which is cool. That's cool with me. Lulu still won't tell Laura what her top secret story is because obviously she needs more proof first. And because it is going to drag Nicholas's name through the mud, and she just wants to get her facts first before she brings it to Laura, which is understandable. I like that speech that Laura made at the town hall meeting about, the history of Charles Street, how it goes back decades, and how, she got a huge standing ovation for it. And I agree with her. Gentrification is a really bad thing. Like, it's really messed up because it just ruins a lot of, things for a lot of people who can't afford to, continue to live in a home that they lived in for 30 years. So, I'm big on that. I see it all the time and it's pretty messed up, but I'm glad Laura and everybody else is taking a stand for it. Ned, I didn't really like him this episode because I just felt like he was all about the dollar. He was all about the money. ELQ is doing very well financially. He really doesn't need this project. He really doesn't. It's just showing how greedy he is. Um, Michael at least has a heart. He's not trying to force anybody out their home, which I agree with. You shouldn't. But anyway, hit the comment section. Let me know what you thought about today's episode, and I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day. Peace.